Okay, and my name is Meg Howell-Haymaker, and I am the coach at Mountain View High School, and I'm also the Arizona NSDA District Chair. And this is,
And I am Richie Glover, and I coach at McClintock High School with Tim Cornwell, and I'm also on the NSDA District Committee.
so we're going to talk to you guys about this whole virtual world of competing and what that means technology-wise. Whether you're competing in a synchronous round, meaning a live competition, as if perhaps we were in a round right now, and Richie and Janine and I were the judges, and the seven of you were the competitors. This could look very much like a synchronous round. All of the judges would be there, and all of the students would be there, and one of you would stand up and compete one right after the other, and it would be a live round. An asynchronous round, depending on the tournament, some tournaments require the students to actually show up during the round, and then everybody watches the videos at the same time. Other tournaments, just you submit the videos asynchronously, or you submit the video, and then the rounds are scheduled and they're given to the judges, and then judges can judge them on their own time, and you don't have to be present in those situations. So you're going to come across all three of those competition experiences throughout this, at least through ASU. So we thought it would be a really good idea to talk about some of the do's and don'ts of being in this virtual world. So if you look at Richie, look how clear and bright his face is. You can see his nice rosy cheeks, and the picture is very clear. Okay, let's look at Janine. Janine is in a dark room, and we can barely see the features of her face.
She's being lit entirely by her computer monitor.
Yes, she is totally being just lit by the computer screen. So those are things that are really important to consider. And if you've ever been a photographer and you've taken pictures outside, the one thing that we don't do is what? We don't take a picture facing the sun because it makes the faces of the people you're taking a picture of go dark when the film is developed. So just by adjusting, one, the angle of your camera, and two, the position of the lighting. Now there is a light above me, and if I move this down and turn, see, then you get this. And what happens to my face? The
It's
features of
darker.
my, it gets darker, the features go away. And so by putting it up, I'm standing up. I have my computer on top of a stool, on top of a book, and the lens is directly even with my eyes. And so then we don't get the looking down or the no image picture kind of that some of us are getting. Like Monica, she's looking down into her computer. And so we're going to talk about all these things, but I just wanted to use your own environments so that you can begin to think about what you need to do in order to be the best competitive self that you can be. Richie, you want to take it over for a minute?
Yeah, so here's the thing. Most of us are going to be using webcams for this, right? Like, I look really clean and really clear, right? Like, the picture is really nice in my webcam. I've got good lighting. That's because I'm using $1,500 worth of equipment to light myself and to take pictures right now. I'm using a
Uh,
really expensive digital camera.
I'm not,
Yeah.
but that's because I've
You
got that light behind my computer shining directly on my face. So
Right,
then you get this.
exactly. Here's the deal. Your webcam, regardless of whether it's in your computer or in your phone, your webcam automatically adjusts the exposure of a picture. So what it does is it takes the entire picture and makes it black and white, and then tries to average out everything so that it's kind of a middle gray, 18% gray, right? That's how it makes an exposure adjustment in compensation, which means that if there's something really bright in the background, it wants to make everything else really dark, right? Which means if you've got something really bright right behind you, your face is going to go completely into shadow. For example, if you're sitting with your back to a window in the middle of the day, it's going to blow out behind you and you're going to be a silhouette. And I'm not going to be able to see your face and I'm not going to be able to like connect with you. Just moving your light makes a huge difference. So here's the best way to do this, especially if you're going to record a video for an asynchronous competition. If you're going to uh, actually, if you can set it up this way when you have synchronous competitions during the daytime, what you want to do is you want to find a very large window. Like find the biggest window in your house, put your camera or your laptop or your phone camera or something next to the window and face the big window because that big, soft, even light is going to light you really nicely. It's going to make you look good. It's going to be kind of like, so let me tell you how I'm lighting myself right now because I don't have a big window. I'm in the dark corner of my dark little apartment. Right now, the lighting on me is a compact fluorescent light in a light stand with a big shoot through photography umbrella right here. Like I'm literally touching it right now. It's right behind my camera. But you'll notice it's giving me nice, soft, even light. Now that's like photography gear, right? I'm a photographer. That's photography gear. But that same setup is only $30, right? I'll put a link in the chat room so that you can buy literally the exact thing that I'm using right now to light myself for $30. But even better would be if I had a giant window and it were daytime outside and I could stand facing that window because that's going to be the same big, soft, even light. It's not going to give me a lot of harsh, weird shadows. It's not going to be really hard, direct, dramatic light. Now, Meg can show you some harsh, direct, dramatic light by
I'm going
taking
to do
that
it right
lamp that
now.
she's using and
So,
moving it around her head.
so lamp off. So you see the difference? Notice how it was dark immediately, but the just like Richie said, the camera in my computer made adjustments for the light, right? So this might be a better, like it's softer, it's not as yellow, and you might like this fine. But I just want to show you what the difference is if I have too much light shining on my face.
Ah,
Now it's going to
wow.
make an adjustment. It's going to slowly adjust down, and then it kind of over adjusts, right? Because we're dealing with just a poor quality camera and a laptop. That's on high, that is on medium, and it's going to make an adjustment. And that is on low. And notice how then the color comes back in and it's softer. And then I could turn it off and then it makes that adjustment. But with this, what do you see behind me on that wall? The light from up above is making that wall look brighter than it probably needs to be. But this light changes that wall light. So I don't have that reflection of that wall coming back at the camera. So this is probably a better coloring, a better lighting situation. So I have the lamp on low facing my face from behind the camera lens.
So the other thing that you want to think about is hard and soft light. So light is nice and soft, and that refers to the shadow pattern that you get with light, right? So if you look, I'm trying to get a shadow for you to look at here. If you look at the shadow of my hand coming in here on my forehead, you'll notice how it's really sort of diffuse. Like you can see it, like it's not a real hard transition. If this light were smaller, if it were say a flashlight, you'd see a really crisp edge to that shadow, right? That's dealt with through the size of your light source relative to the size of you. So the sun at midday is a really hard light source because
There.
it's huge, but it's really far away. So compared to us, it only takes up just a little bit of the sky. So it really makes hard shadows. Um, the bigger your light source can be, the softer your light's going to be. And the position of it also matters. Meg, do what you were just doing again. Like move that thing below your foot. the position also matters. Look how scary Meg looks right there. She's got full Halloween lighting from up under her.
I'm
That is
going to
not good
kill
lighting.
you.
Exactly.
And this is not good either because it's coming from the side.
Yeah, you
So
want to.
we just get one side of my face lit and not the other.
There may be reasons to do that, but in general, you want lighting to come from above because that's where we're used to seeing lighting. So get it elevated a little bit, come from above, or at least right in front of you, right? Because that's going to be the most soft, even, flattering light. And that's really the best way to compete. So if you've got lights behind you, if like your camera's angled so that we can see your ceiling and your ceiling fan lights or the can lights in your ceiling or whatever lights are in your room are on, like you're going to want to adjust your camera angle so that you're going to want to adjust your camera angle so we can't see those things.
And
It's
the
okay for the light to be coming down on you, but we don't want to see the lights because it's going to like screw with your exposure and make you look worse.